Tim's comment, and then he's like, great comment.
That.
Yeah, good point.
It's called, no, it's called privilege. And that's the thing. I think that's why when people are Nepo babies or when they're entitled and they say, I worked hard. It's like, yes, you experienced hardship and yes, you faced challenges, but you still do not know what life is like without the ability to.
Right. And you can have advantages in all kinds of different ways too. I think the super uber hot people, and they talk about this on 30 Rock, where you have hot privilege and you never like the world treats you in a different way than the world treats the uggos.
The thing is everybody, most people have some kind of privilege in one area, at least in their life. I think what happens is we turn the word privilege itself into a bad word, almost into a slur.
It is kind of a slur.
It's like when, it's an accusation. It's something that puts the person down before they begin. It's like, no, you just have this thing. Like you have privilege in this area, pretty privilege, money privilege, location privilege, maybe just privilege in the car realm because you always had access to a car or.
And may I say this, with that in mind, we can't just say, Lorelai, this is why you succeeded because you had a safety net. Her disadvantage, I think, majorly, and Carrie, I tried to intimate this to you, is that she comes from a dysfunctional background. So the fact that for whatever reason she had a kid earlier than she would have planned,
who didn't come from at least that level of a what'd you call it, a dysfunctional background.
Rory doesn't come from that because I think Lorelai's trying to break the generational
pain. Traumatizes that kid every other episode.
And how are Emily and Richard dysfunctional again?
I don't know. I don't think they addressed it properly.
They are dysfunctional in that they're very cold, and what they want is to have a relationship with the daughter that they're making up in their head. She is.
They don't validate her feelings.
That's true.
They try to control her every move.
They don't validate her as a person. They don't recognize
her autonomy,
her choices. Meaning they really don't recognize her choices. They will always behave as though she is still supposed to straighten out and go in the direction that they set. So as long as but the problem is she's always expecting them to be different. I think the only time they get along is when everyone is just being themselves and not bothering the other person about how they're being. So, Emily, you're uptight. You need the candlestick 6 inches away from each other, and you will get that measuring thing. But you say that it's okay because you pay everybody very, very well. And you know what? In your world, that's okay. So when Lorelai steps into her world and she tries to shake it up, I think the people who grew up with parents who they tried to shake up and it only backfired, after a while, if you still want that relationship, you stop trying to shake it up. There's no reason to be rebellious against your parents anymore. You're just having dinner. Talk about something else. There is no 16 years ago.